Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review. The Week in Review highlights the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. A look at some of the highlights for March 23rd to 29th, 2018. RLB receives a new fire truck. Magistrates Code of Procedure Amendment Bill 2018 passed. Premier Brantley recognized CARI Forum stakeholders for dedicated service to the region, and Ross University gives us financial support to various organizations in the Federation. I am your presenter, Sherma Matthew. The fire and rescue capabilities at the Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw International Airport in St. Kitts have been enhanced with the commissioning of a new 4x4 rosin bar Panther appliance. Chief Fire Officer Everett Ogaro noted that the appliance is specially designed to meet the demands of the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services SKNFRS and is well equipped to deal with any aircraft accident or incident occurring at or in the immediate vicinity of the island's only airport. The appliance increases the number of fire tenders stationed exclusively at RLB to 4. It also means that an additional requirement to increase the rating of the facility by the International Civil Aviation Organization from Category 8 to 9 has been met. A higher rating essentially means that the requirements of larger aircrafts can safely be met at an airport in the event of an emergency. The new Panther appliance is the third vehicle purchased by the government in the past 3 years for the SKNFRS. In June 2016, 2 new appliances were presented to the men and women for use in the Bastia and Sandy Point areas. They were purchased at a combined cost of EC $2 million. Funds were also included in the 2018 budget to purchase a vehicle to serve Tabernacle and surrounding communities. Government's reform agenda of the justice system in St. Kitts and Nevis continued on Thursday, March 29th, with the successful passage of the Magistrate Code of Procedure Amendment Bill 2018 in the National Assembly. The bill was piloted through the Federal Parliament by Attorney General and Minister of Justice, the Honorable Vincent Byron, and when gazetted, it will become law, thereby abolishing the preliminary inquiry (PI) procedure from the court system and replacing it with a series of pre-trial proceedings intended to simplify and shorten criminal proceedings.
It reduces time and so gives us greater access to justice. It reduces cost, a lot of cost in terms of time and expenses, and it makes us as a community get access to justice. We have quicker justice.
The Honorable Mark Brantley, Premier of Nevis and Minister of Foreign Affairs and Aviation in the federal government, applauded various key persons from CARI Forum member states for their continuous work in preparation for the fallout after the United Kingdom's UK withdrawal from the European Union (EU), also known as Brexit. Minister Brantley was at the time speaking at the recent special meeting of the CARI Forum Council of Ministers, where he acknowledged and thanked representatives from member states who are based in the UK and in Brussels, noting that much of the diplomatic activity takes place in those areas, especially at such a crucial time.
Your work at both the technical and consultative level has helped to clarify much of the issues which emerged since the decision by the United Kingdom to leave the European Union close to 2 years ago, and inform the shape and contours of our future engagement. We'd wish to record our gratitude to the hard-working staff at the CARI Forum Directorate and the Office for Trade Negotiations at the CARICOM Secretariat in Guyana for their technical output, which has brought us to our current state of readiness to continue our dialogue with the United Kingdom and the other member states of the European Union. We recognize your work in collaboration with CARI Forum member states to prepare textual proposals, which will be submitted to the United Kingdom as we seek to preserve our current level of market access into the United Kingdom after 2019.
Premier Brantley said that it is important to be prudent going forward, as any decision made requires the full cooperation of all involved. He added that in considering the way forward, all stakeholders must find an effective way to establish a solid platform for discussing development cooperation. Following through on a pledge to assist the Mulfield Explorer Group, Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine, RUSVM, handed over a check for over $16,000 to support the group's programs and activities. The check was handed over by Dr. Sean Callanan, RUSVM Dean on behalf of Atalem, parent company to the school, who emphasized the importance of education to the school and added that because of the approach used by the group, the institution was happy to fund a project that is empowering young people. He told the members of the group who were present that they were role models. The RUSVM Dean commended the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Osman Petty, as well as the coordinator of the Explorer Movement and founder of the Mulfield Explorers Group, Inspector Rosemary Isles Joseph, and her team for their dedication. In similar news, St. Kitts Department of Agriculture's Fisheries Section received a welcome donation of EC $10,752.80 from RUSVM for its aquaculture project, an initiative that will assist with food security and employment opportunities in St. Kitts and Nevis. Director in the Marine Resources Department, Mark Williams, said that the introduction of aquaculture in the Federation is an important initiative that will help to limit the importing of seafood by better meeting the demand of the local market.
We're looking at setting up a farm for our food and nutrition security, where we can help to alleviate some of our food import bill and have a healthier population overall. This is where we are today, and we are hopeful that our collaboration will continue for the foreseeable future.
Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, thanked RUSVM for its continued support, specifically with this new initiative, as it will assist with food security and providing employment in St. Kitts Nevis. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis is taking steps to improve the functioning of parliamentary procedures through the establishment of a select committee that will be tasked with reviewing the standing orders of the National Assembly. The committee will be chaired by Leader of Government Business, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton, as announced in the recent sitting of Parliament, when Minister Hamilton moved a resolution of the National Assembly of St. Christopher and Nevis under Section 21 of the National Assembly Elections Act, Cap 2.01. Minister Hamilton said the resolution is in response to statements made by the Speaker of the House, the Honorable A. Michael Perkins, who stated that he wanted to improve the rules of the House.
In pursuing that objective, Mr. Speaker, you sought advice from the Parliament, and you wrote to the parties represented in this Honorable House and obtained support from both sides of the House in recommending persons to form part of the select committee to pursue the objectives that you outlined.
The select committee will be responsible for reviewing the rules, examining where they need to be improved, looking at how they can clarify the language used for those rules, and determining how those rules ought to be applied. The other members of the select committee are the Honorable Vance Emery, the Honorable Patrice Nisbet, the Honorable Conwys Maynard, and the Honorable Anthony Michael Perkins. Senior Minister and Minister of Labor, the Honorable Vance Emery, has reported that he is satisfied that government has adequately addressed issues at the Department of Labor to ensure the safety and good health of workers, noting that staff members are now in an environment where they can effectively execute their duties. He stated that he was given the opportunity to visit the new location, interact with staff members, and see how they are settling in.
Mr. Speaker, I say that because I visited with them on 2 occasions, and I decided that I would visit yesterday just to make sure that there had not been any change of the conditions and that there was no one who was expressing any dissatisfaction. And so I visited yesterday, had a talk briefly with, I think, every member of staff who was there, and all to a man and woman, mainly women, expressed their satisfaction with the conditions at work. And I think we have shown a concerted and deliberate effort to remedy the situation for the staff. And I feel that we have now come to the point where the staff members appear to be satisfied with the accommodations in which they now operate on Victoria Road.
Senior Minister Amri reiterated that he will do all in his power to ensure that the department is able to carry out its functions in an effective and efficient manner. A civic-minded citizen partnered with the Department of Youth Empowerment over the weekend to clean up the bay at Lime Keel, making it safer and healthier for residents that frequent the area. Kai Liebert from Real One's music group and a member of the Youth Volunteer Corps used the services of the department's Volunteer Corps to transform the environment. Mr. Liebert said that the cleanup was successful and that he and his music group were looking forward to continue collaborating with individuals and agencies to benefit communities and residents across St. Kitts and Nevis.
We are running an initiative with the youth department to do cleanups, volunteer work around the country, the federation as a whole, because we believe through unity, strength, and the youth must be engaged in something positive to keep them occupied. We are also running an initiative against crime and violence, guns, that sort of thing. What we want to do is promote peace, love, unity amongst the youth and amongst the communities in this federation of St. Christopher and Nevis.
Thanks for viewing SKNIS Week in Review. I am Sherma Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.
Stay up to date with news, programs, and activities of the government with SKNIS. Like us on Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud. Follow us on Twitter. And watch our videos on YouTube. Connect with us today. SKNIS, St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service.